Hello there and welcome. My name is Angela and better known as the Inquisitive Farmwife. So glad that you could come join me today. And I'm really excited to show you my latest project. I have been planning and hoping to have a storefront type location here at the farm for a very long time. Okay, so if you ask my mom, she'll tell you since I was like 6 or 8 years old, I always wanted to have a store. But the short story is, in the state of Kansas, to sell my milk, I need to do it from the farm. And I found that the best way to be able to work with my customers and my own busy schedule is just to have a special little pickup location. And I'm going to have other goodies inside there too. And let's just go, and I'm going to show you some pictures and explain a few things on the very beginning phases. We have a long ways to go, but I think we've done enough now that I can share some details with the rest of you. This is a picture of the original idea that I got. We decided to go with kind of a prefab type building that I could custom build myself for the space that I have here available on our farm. So this was just kind of a computer layout that I did. I got to talk to several different representatives and we came up with my very own plan. Next, I had to make sure I had a flat, level surface, and it had to have a nice, thick base of a good type of rock. So we had a shipment brought in, and my son was so good to level out a spot and get the rock out so nicely. And this was the very, very first step. I was so excited just at this point, just to envision where my new building was going to go. And for his first time, I thought he did really well working with the skid steer to get this project done. And my husband went ahead and had him go ahead and put a little layout on the other side. So my shipment finally arrived after several bumps in the road of getting everything to this process. We had another bump in the road. When the shipment came, part of it was missing, and that was the porch. And bless her heart, one of the ladies tried to draw on the porch, even though the entire time it said it was on there, it wasn't there. And to me, that really does make the look of the building. The next issue was the trusses. You will see later what problems I had with that. So here again is the 3D computerized version. We went over it again. I kept going back to this picture explaining what colors I wanted, what themes I wanted, and how I wanted everything. So once again, we got the list. We went over everything. We checked all the details. Everything was refinalized yet again. And they came back and we're getting ready to start again. But during the meantime, I just stuck with my backdoor drop, and I had my lovely customers who were willing to do that. Or I would station my van in front of where the building was eventually to be, and people could come pick up their orders there, and it worked fine. But boy, was I excited when we finally started to see some building happen. Bear and I sat on the front porch and watched them and had a wonderful day. I was picking the grapes off of the vines, and I was preparing to make the fresh grape jelly and grape butter and grape juice and all the wonderful things you can do with grapes. And in the meantime, I got to see them construct my cookie cutter type building that was yet still custom to my space. Hard to explain, but it really does go up well. They'd never built one quite exactly like that style. It is similar, but the sizes were different. But anyway, you know, I am the Inquisitive Farmwife. I like to do things unique. And once again, I kept showing them pictures. This is what I want. This is the colors I need. And unfortunately, as you can see, that didn't quite happen the way it was supposed to. The biggest thing is the wood. I had wanted the redwood for the porch, and that is not what is there. The railing is not there. The roof didn't quite fit. So I had to wait until they could come back again. But in the meantime, the cows decided that they needed to come check out the situation for themselves too. And I don't know. I think maybe they approved. It was kind of funny to look out on the camera and see them out there. But the guys came back, they fixed the roof, they put the porch together for me, and I tell you what, I'm happy. It's cute, it's fun. Were things placed in the exact way I wanted them to be? No. Was it built exactly the way I thought it would be? No. But the dream is still coming together, and I'm still very excited to have a structure and have a building here. I even got my first little kind of a housewarming little gift from my cousin. And I put a few of my own little decorations out there. And I made the announcement that I'm moving from the van to an actual building. And that worked out really nicely. People could come and go when it was convenient for them, and I didn't have to worry about whether or not I was milking a cow, making cheese, or if my dogs were there. This is going to be really great. Isn't it beautiful in all its glory? Through the season, we continued to go ahead and just have the orders. I have the house, I would lock it because of the winds, but I still kept baking away and having random fun things out for people to stop by and get, and it's just been a whole lot of fun, and it's really given me a lot of motivation for what the future holds and what this little spot could someday turn out to be for the property. It was time to start thinking about how I would do the inside walls. And we had a barn on a different property. Look at this beautiful thing. Oh man. We thought that might be a good potential idea. Here's those trusses I was telling you about. This is what they were supposed to look like. And then as you can see, I got something a little bit differently. Where those purple parts are, we had those taken out so that I could go back to having the original idea of storage above the roof. And then the guys came too, my guys' night crew. They got the electrical put in the shed for me. I was so excited, another step closer to the dream. The guys worked for several hours, very hard for me, so I had to fix them a fun little drink as a thank you, maybe some other goodies too. And here they introduced me to a different kind of stepping stool. I must say, it's pretty handy. I'm kind of excited about having it so that I can use for my over porch storage. So exciting. The electrical has been run in the building. Soon to get insulation. And then we can start working on finishing the outside. Very exciting. Hopefully for better days so that we can get electrical to the building, because we are ready for it. This is the east wall, which I had planned on using as an accent wall. You know that barn board that we talked about? Well, that's probably not gonna happen anymore. We had a bit of a windstorm. The roof is now on the floor, unfortunately. I do like the looks of this wood, but it was the outer side of the barn. And then we had another shed that had a lot of tents. Well, there's the wood we wanted. It's still strong and standing. It's just you can't get to it anymore. Oh, look at that. That's so cool. Yes, I was tempted to dig in the pile, but it really isn't safe. But good news, I had to clean out the store. Orders were back on the porch again because the insulation crew was headed their way. Yes, look, yay! I now have insulation in the store. Okay, I now have the insulation. One step closer. I've got some touch-ups to do, and I want to do some painting. And then, of course, we've got to do the walls, but I'm not quite sure what I want to do yet with this ceiling. Might have a few tricks up my sleeve. But back to taking orders. Even with a snowstorm, we're still open for business. And thankfully, with that insulation, once the driveway is clear, I can still have products in there, and I don't have to worry so much now about things freezing. And it's a nice place for people to step in out of if it's windy. But yeah, it's really coming along. And I have been able to continue to serve my faithful customers throughout the entire process. I thank you all so much. Lots more to do, but happy to be where I am.